What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we're here today with the review for Sistas on BET Season 4, you guys, Episode 18. The episode was titled Enemy of Mine. Alright, guys, so before we go ahead and discuss Sistas, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and are not subscribed to my channel, then I'm going to need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. I need you guys to do me that solid favor by subscribing to my channel, turning on your post notifications, sharing the video, and with that out the way, without further ado, let's discuss Sistas and my bad for burping in your face. Alright, guys, so this episode we pick up where we last left off with Zach in jail and the DA coming in and telling Zach that he is not going to be getting out of jail anytime soon because they are going for 10 to 15 years in prison because Zach has been back on parole, probation, whichever one you want to say. He's back on probation because of the situation with the child that he knows nothing about and the child that we still have yet to see. And shout out to my subscriber who sent me a case. You're always in the comments. I see you every time. I respond to you every time. I just can't remember what your name is on here. I think it's Melrose. I couldn't be wrong. But shout out to you for sending me that video of the man that was put on child support because the woman needed, federal assistance, and she put him down as the kid's father. That is terrible. That is terrible. I would, and in that case, I think the man said he'd rather go to jail than to pay back child support. I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. Like, I'm not gonna pay child support for a kid that is not mine. That is stupid. That is dumb. So, Zach is still saying he doesn't know anything about this child. And the thing that throws me is, so nobody's gonna say, like, I know here in Texas how the laws work when it comes to child support. Most times when it comes to child support, if a man subjects himself to a DNA test and the DNA test proves that he is the child's father, that automatically puts him on child support. Like my best friend, her daughter's sperm donor, he was denying her when she was first born. And she was like, well, if you want, we can do a DNA test. He said, nah, because he knew what that meant, that would immediately put him on child support. He didn't want to do that. He knew it was his child. He was just lying to his family. So yeah, I know how Texas works, and I would imagine, because let's be honest, Georgia and Texas at this point in time, they're sister states. They're one and the same to me these days. So Fatima, she's trying to keep Zach calm, but Zach, he's not really being calm. So he feels like, now that he's starting to get his life together, it's like shit is starting to fall apart. And he also doesn't want to have to depend on, Fatima, Andy, Danny, she says Karen. He doesn't want to depend on anybody because he has money and he can get, he should be able to get himself out of these situations, right? And Fatima said something that was so profound. It's not that, even though what she said was kind of not true, that we're not helping you. You guys are helping him. But what she was trying to say to him is, we have these resources that we can help you. So let us do that. It's not like you are an invalid. It's just saying, hey, you're in a situation. You don't necessarily know the ends. You can't. Even if you can't afford to get a lawyer, it's nice to have somebody on your side that can go to bat for you, someone that can advocate for you. Because now that Zach is new to money, you can go and get a lawyer tomorrow, but that lawyer won't have a relationship with you right off the bat. Time is gonna, you're gonna build a relationship with that lawyer over time. But in this particular situation, you have a relationship with Fatima, 2 weeks that is, and Andy, if you've known Andy for 3 years, so they can all go to bat for you. So I got what she was saying. And she tells him, even if Andy can't get you out, I'm gonna break you out. I was like, Fatima, let's not do that. Let's not go that extreme. So then, I don't know if this was the next day or what, because we see Andy at the office and Robin calls her. So I don't know if this was the same day or if this was the next day. That was what confused me. Oh, no, no, no. It's the same day. It's the same day. Right? I'm confused. And I'm going to tell you guys why I'm confused. I don't know if this is the same day or the next day. Because I remember in the previous episode that when they went to Karen's house and saw Karen and Aaron, that was the next day. But okay, I'm gonna stop. I don't. The next time we see Andy, she's in the office and she's talking to Robin. So Robin tells her that Hayden has been avoiding him, and she's like, and they get a good key out of it. So he asks her, what's wrong with you, Andy? She says, I love that you can tell that something is wrong with me, and that you ask me what's wrong with me, because most men they won't even ask you. Is that Gary that you're talking about? I think that's Gary that you're talking about, right? Sounds like Gary. So then she tells him, the issue with Zach and the back child support. So Robin asks her, like, this Zach guy, do you trust him? She said, yeah. And he asked her, are you sleeping with him? She was like, why would you ask me a question like that? He says, because you're going so hard for this guy. I'm just wondering if that's someone that you had slept with. She said, no. He dated one of my best friends, Karen, and I'm just going, I just know that he's a good person. So then he asked her, well, who was the DA? She tells him who the DA is. He says, no, that's the assistant DA. He says, you know what? I know the DA's daughter. I went to school with her, so I will talk to him and her. She says, well, did you sleep with her? He says, no. He says, why did you ask? Well, she says, well, you asked me if I slept with Zach, so potato, tomato, touche. Gotta ask these questions. I was like, okay, I guess. Let's pause here, you guys, and let's move forward. So, you guys, we move over to Q and Maurice. So Q has made breakfast for Maurice, and he tells Maurice that he's going to go look for a job, and asks Maurice, does he have any suggestions? And Maurice is like, I absolutely have a suggestion for you. Go down to the bank and ask them to give you a job. He was like, are you being serious, Maurice? He said, yes, I'm being serious. They would love it to have you. Maurice was being facetious. So then Q says, well, you know what? I'm just going to go to one of the restaurants and see if they have anything that I can do, bust a table, wash a dish, do anything like that. Any little bit helps. Q. So, hey, get to stepping. So then Calvin comes in and, Q offers him something to drink. And he's like, man, I'm not taking it from you. I don't trust you. And Maurice, and even I was thinking the same thing. Like, so, what, Calvin was drunk last night. But even if I'm super duper drunk, I remember certain things. I will not remember everything. But you trusted him enough last night to, throw up in his lap. And so, Maurice starts messing with Calvin. And Calvin's like, did nothing happen with us last night? Because he says, what happened? He says, what you wanted to happen. And then he shows him a picture of him and Calvin. He was like, wait a minute. Why am I in your lap, and why don't you have any pants on? He says, because you were throwing up. And I mean, I know that if you throw up too much, you could potentially, you could potentially unlive yourself. But what Calvin said, I mean, not what Calvin, what Q said, I was like, okay, Q, I guess I'm gonna let Q have it. The reason why he took his pants off. Still don't make sense to me, but hey, I'm gonna let him have it. So then we go over to Karen's salon. So Aaron goes to Karen's salon to drop off Karen's keys. Well, turns out they're not Karen's keys, because Karen's like, I got my keys. He says, well, I thought that I took your keys, and I thought she might have been locked out. Well, she's not locked out because she just told you she has her keys. So those are not her keys. So then she says, where'd you get them? He said, your couch. She's like, oh, those must be Zach's keys. When he moved out, he probably didn't take them with him. Tyler, if I'm not mistaken, the 3 years that Zach and Karen were in a relationship, they lived together in her apartment, right? So that key would then be to Karen's apartment, right? Because it's not to Zach's new house because Zach just got that house. So those keys are literally to Karen's apartment. Those are Karen's spare keys. So Aaron, he asked her how was she doing. She says, I'm a little tired and sluggish, but other than that, I'm okay. So he asked her, can he see her later tonight? And she says yes. So he leaves. So when he left, she told Pam, get these keys to Zach. She was like, first of all, she was like, why was Zach at your apartment? She says that was when he moved out and he must have left him. She says, well, that's been some time now, so he must don't want them. Exactly. Those are Karen's keys. But okay, I'm living in Tyler Perry's world, and I'm gonna go along to get along. So Pam then tells her, she said, oh, you want him to come down here? Well, he in jail. She's like, he's in jail? She's like, yeah. For defending Fatima. Pam pretend like she don't know. Well, I never you don't spill your tea first. I was like, okay, Pam. So then Karen asked her to find out when Zach is getting out of jail. Cool. Alright guys, so I'm gonna pause here and let's move forward. So next up, you guys, we got Bayo. So Bayo went to the bank to deliver some flowers to Sabrina. And, Sabrina says, well, I want to talk to you. So her and Bayo went to her office, and that outfit Sabrina has on. Oh, God. Bayo, sir, you lied to Sabrina talking about you like what she has on and you like her style. You do? Because I hate it. But you know what? This outfit looks better than that yellow shit she had on in the last. You know what? I hate talking about Sabrina's outfits because I do be wondering sometimes if Sabrina's outfits are made by a black designer, and if they are, you guys know I like to uplift black people on my channel, but I think what it is the way, what it is with Sabrina's style. The clothes some of the clothes, they do look old fashioned. They look like when I say old fashioned, they look like they date Sabrina. They make Sabrina look older than what she is. And then also the things that they pair, like that yellow dress she had on with them sparkly boots, it be the things that they pair with her clothing that throws it off. That be the thing for me with Sabrina. The things that they pair with her clothes. But then they also do the same shit with Danny. Danny don't wear nothing but that goddamn outfit from the damn airport. Like, I'm gonna need us to do. Like Andy, she dresses nice. Karen's gonna always wear some bell bottoms. Why? Karen's always wearing some bell bottoms, and it's just like, girl, that's how you got in your closet is bell bottoms. You know what? That's neither here nor there. So she asked him, why didn't he tell her that he was a prince? He says, he downplays. He says in his country, it means nothing. It means nothing that you're a prince. Oh, okay. But he wants to be independent of his parents. And he asked her out to dinner, and she agrees. That crazy fool Maurice came in there. Child, I can't with Maurice. Was Maurice chanting an African chant when he came out? I'm like, Maurice. And then Maurice is like, I don't know what the hell he's seeing you. That is something that we can agree on. Well, you know what? No, it's not. Sabrina is a beautiful girl. I will give Sabrina that. She's very beautiful, but that style she has is eclectic. And that's me being nice. So he asked her if she wants to know about Calvin. She says no. I'm like, thank you for saying that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So then we go over to the airport. So Logan walks up to Danny's counter. You guys, that is his name, right? Logan. If it's not, y'all will correct me. Logan walked up to Danny's counter. So he's telling her that, he was there basically wrapping out and that he will be back when he has another assignment. So he asks her, are we still on for dinner? She says yes. That is all with Danny and Logan. So I'm going to pause here, you guys, and I'm going to move forward. All right, you guys. So I'm sorry. I still think Jake is gay. I still believe Jake is gay. And this scene really confirmed to me that why I believe Jake is gay. I think Jake is gay, you guys. I really believe Jake is gay. So Jake pulled up to Zach's place. There was a contractor at Zach's place wanting to get paid for the work that he did for Zach. So Jake asked the contractor how much was it. He gave him a bill. Jake wrote a check to him. He told the guy to take the check. I keep this this what did he whatever, when the estimate. So then he calls up Andy asking to speak to Fatima. She says, I'll take down your phone number and I'll give it to Fatima. And then he mentioned he works for Gary. She says, wait a minute, how do you know Zach? Well, how does Zach know Gary? He tells her that, they play basketball with each other. And she says, you work for Gary. What do you do for Gary? So he says he runs the acquisition. So he hangs up with her. So then Preston pulls up. So he's asking, Preston and him are talking about Zach. He says, you don't know where Zach is? He says, no. He says, do you know someone who might know where Zach is? He says, yes, but I don't know if it's a good idea if I call the person. He's talking about Danny. He says, can you please do it? And to me, listening to Jake talk about Zach in this scene, he's frantically trying to figure out where Zach is, which I'm kind of confused. I'm like, why? It's giving, I got feelings for Zach. Like, it is really giving gay. Like, it's giving gay. I knew it's giving gay. I'm sorry. I think that girlfriend is a front. I think he got feelings for Zach. I think he got feelings with Zach, but those feelings are not going to be reciprocated. Sorry to tell you that, Jake, he's straight. So Preston calls up Danny asking her if she knows where Zach is. And she's like, am I supposed to be the Zach whisperer or something? But she tells him he's in jail because he got into a fight at Andy's office with somebody by the name of Hayden. So he hangs up the phone, and that's when he told his secret boyfriend that he don't know he has what happened. So you guys, then we move over to Robin. So Robin, he tells Andy that, hey, I'm getting ready to leave. Your friend Zach, he'll be getting out pretty soon. She says, thank you. So he tells her but the assault charges, those charges are going to stand. And he says, Hayden. This is my notes. I says, baby, Hayden is going to shit bricks when he finds out that Zach is out. So Andy, she calls Fatima and she says, where are you? She says, I'm at home. She says, well, how soon can you get to the jail? She said, in a few seconds. She's like, how? She said, I'm sitting outside of the jail. She's like, really? She says, yes. So she tells her about Zach. So then Robin comes back in. He says, so I forgot to tell you. So Hayden has access to a federal database, and he's been looking at footage from an airport for hours. But Robin also tells her that they've been auditing him. And I was like, what is he looking at at the airport? That's kind of interesting. Hayden is an interesting person, and I just don't understand him. So then next up, we got Aaron. So Aaron, he went over to Gary's office. So Gary is in his feelings because he bought Andy that apartment, and she is having sex with Robin in that apartment. Gary, you gifted her that apartment. It is her apartment. You don't then dictate who can come to her apartment and who cannot come to her apartment. You did that because you are trying to manipulate her into being with you, and that is scary in itself. So then, he just feels stupid. I'm like, nah, you should feel stupid. No one told you to do that. But again, you gave her a gift. So he wants to sit down and talk to Andy. And, Aaron is like, you got to calm down before you talk to her. What is he going to talk to her about? And then Aaron asks him, how do you know that she's sleeping with him? He says, because that telescope. I'm like, I knew you were looking at her through that telescope. Jake confirmed it, but damn, You gifted her that place, and now you want to. It's like a take back. You want to dictate to her to can come over there. You were expecting for her to be like, oh my God, Gary, you bought this for me. Let's get back together. Manipulative. So then we see Andy and Fatima. So they're down at the jail, and you know, Andy's like, so are you two gonna be good when Zach gets out? She's like, yeah, we'll be good. So then she tells her to say, thank Robin, and she says she will. She says, so Fatima gave her a forewarning about Gary because she's talking about she's gonna invite Robin over to her place. She was like, girl, I wouldn't do that with that crazy ass fool. I'm like, she's already done it, but she should have listened to you. So then Fatima, Zach comes out, and Fatima, she's telling Zach how bad she feels about the situation. He was like, nah, don't. You defended me, I defended you, we good. And then we see Hayden, you guys. So I don't know who Hayden is looking at, because he has the flight manifest, and he's wondering why someone is on this flight. I don't know if he's wondering about Robin or if it's about a client. But that was where the episode ended. You guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video. And until the next time, you guys stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed. I'll see you guys later. And also, leave your comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.